home every week.
Man, it could not be more important to talk about, and it's something that obviously I made a promise that we talk about for forever, really, because people don't realize that and make so many mistakes. Even part of our success stories we'll talk about today were from previous people who had bad horror stories. So here's the deal. The single most important variable that determines your failure or success as a home seller or home buyer comes down to one thing only, period. That's the agent you choose, and specifically how they execute from A to Z, right? There's 100+ variables that we talked about in home buying, the home selling process. If each one's handled correctly, guess what? Puts money in your pocket, property gets sold, right? Anything's handled incorrectly, aka the ball gets dropped, that costs you money, or what happens most of the time, the property does not get sold. So what we did, we identified every single one of those. We're creating maximum leverage, and it's like stacking a domino. So at the end, there's a big gap between us and everyone else. And so it's called a guaranteed sold system. The only proven system sells twice as fast and for up to 20% more money than traditional methods. It's very, very, very powerful. I'm telling you, it's a big, big difference that gives our client the ultimate competitive advantage when they're selling a property. And you can see it week after week. You hear about it. You can watch it online, details about it. We also have the unfair advantage home buying system. It's the same exact thing in the home buying process. There's different variables, 100+ variables. Each one's handled correctly. Guess what? Puts money in your pocket. You actually get the property you want at the right price. If anything's handled incorrectly, right, it costs you money. And so it's called, again, unfair advantage home buying system. Gets you priority access to foreclosures, distress sales, desperate sellers. The absolute best negotiation in the home purchase process, aka the contract negotiation, then also negotiation through home inspections, HOA issues, all that stuff to the back end to actually get it closed. And so the problem is in our MLS, the average agent sells less than 4 homes per year, which is terrible, right? I mean, that's unbelievable. We always say you wouldn't get LASIK eye surgery from a doctor who's only done 4. Then why in the world would you ever want to buy your largest asset from somebody who's done 4, right? I mean, it's unbelievable what you see out there, and they wonder why they get horror stories. And so the bottom line is that single most important variable that determines your fair success comes down to the agent you choose, okay? Not the nicest one, not the one who claims they're number one in their little office or whatever it is. It's who actually executes from A to Z in those variables, and that's what matters the most, and that's what we offer our clients. And both of those would obviously gives our clients a huge competitive advantage when they're buying or selling a home.
All right. I'll tell you what, coming up in just a second, we're going to get really into some of the things we got. We got some new numbers to tell you about, the market update, and we will also be looking at what the mortgage rates look like for this week. A lot of numbers been thrown around out there as far as monies are concerned. How does that affect you? We'll find out. That's coming up in just a minute. Get in touch with Blake. Call him at his office at Sloan Realty Group at 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD, or go online to BlakeSloan.com, BlakeSloan.com.
Hey, it's your friend Sean Hannity. Now, if you own property in Myrtle Beach, the national marketing plan of the realtor that you choose is absolutely critical. Now, that's exactly why you need to talk to Blake Sloan at Sloan Realty Group. Now, Blake has a marketing system on a whole different level than anyone else in Myrtle Beach. That's so effective at capturing local buyers from around the world that he can guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you agree to, or Blake's going to buy it. While most agents rely on yard signs and open houses that attract the occasional buyer, Blake attracts hundreds of buyers each month, which creates demand and helps your property sell fast and for top dollar. Now, that's why, on average, Blake sells a property every single day of the year and is ranked among the top 100 agents in the entire U.S. by the Wall Street Journal. Now, working with Blake is risk-free. If you're not happy, Blake gives you the freedom to cancel your contract and pay nothing. So give Blake a call today at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or just go online and see Blake's interview on NBC at BlakesGuarantee.com.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Myrtle Beach, I would hire Blake Sloan. His international marketing creates so much demand that if your home doesn't sell at a price and deadline you agreed to, Blake will buy it. Partner with the agent I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
Like Barbara Corcoran just said, get in touch with Blake Sloan. Call him at his office at Sloan Realty Group. That's Sloan Realty Group. Make sure you get that right. And the phone number is 843-808-SOLD, S-O-L-D. It's really easy to remember, 808-SOLD, or go online to BlakeSloan.com, BlakeSloan.com. We'll have a look at the mortgage rates coming away in just a second. Let's find out, first of all, on what things are looking like as far as the market update is concerned. Any new numbers to report?
Yes, for sure. They're still coming in. Remember, they're about the 10th of the month. They get accurate. So like 95% there. It's interesting. Like some are up, some are down. And one thing, too, I just remembered, I'm all over the place with my ADD today. But Sean Hannity, when they were speaking to him, I just booked my hotel last night to go to New York City. The Knickerbocker Hotel got me hooked up there. And May 1st and 2nd, going to hang out with them, talk some business, do some stuff, which would be pretty cool. on there as well. And so Chief Barber's in town too. I have not even checked on that yet, but that's something super cool. I'll let everybody know how that goes. Again, he's super, very, very smart in real estate. He actually has tons and tons of investment properties. I've known him for a very, very long time, and so super appreciative for that. But the overall market here. So last month, single family resale homes, which is obviously what everybody cares about the most, down 4.7% sales. Now, that's what the amount of properties sold, again, has to do with inventory, but check it out. Price is what everybody cares about. Price last month for the same thing, single family homes, right? Resale up 11.6%. So double-digit growth in prices just last month alone compared to the same month last year. And so interesting numbers there overall for sure. If you look at months of supply, which is what we've been talking about, it's down 11.3% from the same month last year to 5.5 months of inventory, which means it's still what? Seller market. And so if you're a seller out there, you want to take advantage of that coming into this season, right? There's a huge jump from obviously into February to March from amount of homes sold. That was those sales numbers we're talking about versus the same month last year. So you see a decrease about a little over 4% in homes sold versus the same month last year, but prices up 11.3. I'm sorry, prices up over 10%. Let me pull it back up for you right here. In that aspect, 11.6% at 212,000, which is awesome news overall for everyone there. And again, that's a cool thing there. If you look into new construction, last month prices up 1.8%. It's been kind of leveling out a little bit. As you all have noticed, they're building everywhere they can possibly build. As fast as they can possibly build, which is kind of something that's helped there. We'll talk about that in a few minutes when we get to us being the second fastest growing area there. But if you look at closed sales last month, this is kind of interesting right here. New construction sales last month down 20.1% from the same month last year. And so you see them get scooped up. It kind of comes in waves, right? They get scooped. If you watch the chart here, it's like ups and downs all over the place because it's just inventory. Once inventory gets there, they get scooped up. We just had a couple in town from up north. They want a D.R. Horton house. They want this specific one. They want to go back and check with their financial advisor. We told them, hey, look, if you wait and talk to your financial advisor, they said, just give it to tomorrow. Okay. The last one that was built that was available to move in before the end of July, guess what? Gone that same day. And we told them. And they're frustrated after that, obviously, but we're like, hey, we told you that's what would happen. And so these are things that you're seeing as much as inventory is coming in, boom, it's getting sucked up with that. We've also seen a lot of people jumping off the fence, so to speak, in regards to what you're seeing from the inventory, the rates going up, which we'll talk about in a second. Inventories remain exactly flat this month compared to the same month last year, 5.5 months inventory for new construction. We're going to kind of watch and see what happens. A little worried about, seeing a decline in the amount of homes sold in both, resale and new construction, but we'll kind of watch that and kind of see what happens going forward. Into condos, condos is actually an interesting number. Sales last month down 22.6% versus the same month last year in condos. We're like, oh man, right? So the good news, well, the inventories pretty much stayed the same. Inventories at 5.1 months, the lowest I've seen it pretty much ever, right? Is that 5.1 month number. Down 23.9% from the same month last year. Prices in condos down 5.9%. Those are usually what you kind of see have weakness in the beginning, right? They're the ones that you tend to see fall off the quickest because they're discretionary, they're second, homes, things like that you run into. Median price there, $127,000. The good news, though, if you look at everything from like this 12-month rolling average, which is kind of what you want to look at, prices up 2.5% for single families in that regard. If you look at resale homes, prices up 7.2% overall. So we continue watching that, but there seems to be some signs of potential softening a little bit. Again, it has to do with some interest rates going up. We kind of knew that would happen. And so just something to watch. There's a home seller, though. You want to take advantage of this market right now with there being less inventory than usual, right? Also, you want to take advantage of being able to everyone coming in town that's buying right now. And so it's a combination of both. Their inventory is still short. You're still below 6 months inventory. So it's a seller's market. So guess what? Don't wait till October to call me. Don't wait and call some other agent who doesn't know what they're doing first and then call us 5 months later wanting us to fix a problem in October, right? We can probably help you at that point, but you're going to get a much better return now doing it right on the front end. So if you've been thinking about selling, you've been listening, you haven't called us yet, call me, 843-808-SOLD. Again, as usual, friend, relative, whoever it is, right? Tackle them, put in the headlock, drag them to our office. Whatever you got to do, make sure you say, look, here's the deal. Call Blake and them first. You'll hear in a few minutes when we talk about some success stories, how important that is because it makes a massive, massive difference. And so if you want, Dave, we can kind of go ahead and go into the interest rates. Yeah, so they're all over the place. We've seen there's been some kind of fairly big economic news this past week, right, in regards to a potential trade war, effects of the bond market a little bit. Also, job report on Friday came in. It wasn't as good as expected, but unemployment pretty much stayed the same. But rates right now, a 30-year fixed rate, 4.49%. So we're pretty close to. If you look at the 52-week high, it was at 4.58. If you look at last week's show, we were at 4.54. 2 weeks ago, 4.49. If you look way back, I think about 4 or 5 weeks ago, we were down to 4.22. And so you see that rise back up, right? And so that's one thing to talk about. Some of the things that edge the rates slightly, like higher, would be, some trade war fears, some of the financial markets. Interesting news there. We'll kind of continue watching and see what happens. We all knew, though, that guess what? It would probably continue to go up. And so as a home seller, even a home buyer, you want to take advantage of that because you lose your buying power, right? The number one mismanaged variable in the home buying process is interest rate. Everyone thinks so much about price. They don't even think about interest rate, which costs you tens of thousands of dollars on the back end of a loan. So either way, no matter what side you're on, you can have us help navigate you based on what your goals are. And sometimes we tell clients, hey, look, here's the deal. It may be best to wait right now. Depending on what neighborhood you're in, what micro market you're in, we'll kind of cover some of that stuff next week. But that's important there to remember. If you're thinking about it, you haven't reached out to me, give me a call for sure, 843-808-SOLD, or you can go to blakesloan.com. And again, remember, we're Sloan Realty Group. Right. There is a Sloan Realty. That's not us out there. So just make sure that you're aware of that. But don't even wait. Put me in your phone right now and just save me as SOLD. And the number is 843-808-SOLD for sure.
That's right. All right. Well, you've got all that information, but we got more information to get to coming up in just a minute. We got some great success stories to kind of tell you about some people who've gone with Blake and are happy that they did. Also up next, your hot buyers alert. That's all coming up in just a minute. Remember, if you'd like to get in touch with Blake, as he said, make sure you get it right. Sloan Realty Group. Don't be confused. Sloan Realty Group. And call 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD. Go online to BlakeSloan.com to get more information as well. It's the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan.
You want your home sold on time and for the most money without all sorts of excuses? Hi, it's Glenn Beck. And when I had to sell my home, I went through several agents who all had good ideas. But
hey, Dave, how are we looking on time?
Well, you have a
how are we looking on time? How are we looking on time? I had to restart my live feed.
Blake has a marketing system that reaches buyers from around the U.S. and around the world. And week after week, he attracts hundreds of buyers. That creates incredible demand. And that's why he can guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you'll agree to, or he's going to buy it. Plus, you don't really risk anything when you list with Blake. Since if he doesn't live up to the contract, you walk away free and clear. It's really no wonder why Sean Hannity and I, along with real estate tycoon and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran, endorse Blake. Call Blake Sloan right now, 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or visit Blake's website. That's Blake'sGuarantee.com. Blake'sGuarantee.com. Or listen to Blake's Real Estate Show every Saturday morning at 9 or Sunday morning at 11:30 right here on WRNN.
It's the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Call Blake at Sloan Realty Group, as you heard Glenn Beck just tell you there. The phone number is 808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD, or go online to BlakeSloan.com, BlakeSloan.com. Coming up in just a minute, a lot of success stories. There's more success stories every week. It's just amazing, the people who are dealing with Blake. Right now, though, time for your hot buyers alert. Blake and his team working with just a huge amount of home buyers, and they're looking for homes in the Myrtle Beach area in a big range, anywhere between $150,000 up to $3.5 million. If you are in that range, and if you are thinking, even just thinking about selling or just testing the waters, what you need to do is to call Blake, because they are looking for inventory. And again, same phone number, 843-808-SOLD. How many people are looking in the Myrtle Beach area? Well, like Blake told you a minute ago, people are coming down here. They're trying to snatch up homes, and they're trying to do it with Blake Sloan on this website. On his website right now, there are over 45,000, actually 45,418 at last count, people who are actively looking, not just once a week or once a month, but probably once an hour, because as soon as a new listing gets up there, they want to be the first to get on there and maybe snatch it up. That's a huge amount of people.
Massive, all over the country, and even international. Even right now, these are, like we talk about, these are real people, like username, password, account. These aren't just like hits he's talking about, right? We're talking 45,418 people with username, password, all that stuff there. Right now on the site, Kevin Wilson, he's in Myrtle Beach, searching. He's been on the site. Just registered 7 minutes ago from our Google AdWords campaign. Herschel Weinfeld, Apollo, PA. Jim Hilly right now from Sumter, South Carolina. He's on the site searching as well. We got Grace Clark from Matthews, North Carolina. Cindy Holt from Irwin, PA. We got Jocelyn Lowry from Fort Bragg. So anyways, you're seeing we're all over the place, right? The advantage we have here, and this is by far probably our biggest advantage, we have a different business model that allows me to outspend the average agent 100 to 1 from a marketing standpoint. So basically, we're spending more money per month than most of them are making, drive more traffic. And because of our unique model, which is, like a true business, because the average agent like I said, you have one person who's trying to do buyers, they're trying to do sellers, they're trying to show houses, get listings, do the marketing, do their admin, do their closing coordination, all these things here. That's like having the same person at McDonald's do the front register, the drive-through, and the french fries at the same time. And then people wonder why their house does not sell, right? And so with our system, it's a whole lot more efficient. It's like a real business like it should be. We're like an iPad 2, in a world of cassette tapes. But our advantage there is we have the ability to outspend the average agent. So that's why we have 45,000 plus buyers. We spend massive, massive, massive amounts of money online driving traffic. And that's one of the things that we really first got onto, years ago as well. I was one of the first people in this wild west of the internet marketing world. All the old school agents thought I was a lunatic and, really persecuted me for being so different in there. And so the one thing I noticed is, guess where the money is coming from? Up north, right? Everybody moving down from up north. And so the same thing you see, we're the second fastest growing area because everybody's coming from where it's super expensive up there. Average sale price, 200,000 down here, much cheaper taxes. It's a steal. They aren't coming here, because the Myrtle Beach Chamber of Commerce advertisements, right? They're coming here because of the pricing being much better here in regards to taxes also and the prices. And so that's the one thing that we do. We target them highly online through geographic basically targeting. And so we have massive people that come in. So what that means is we need inventory. If you're thinking about selling, you have not, reach out to me, call me, 843-808 sold. But the bottom line Dave talks about, these are hot buyers in all price ranges, all areas. We have a lot of high-end buyers, okay? I get so nerdy into this. I know what source, like if they go to Google, it's a different type of buyer than goes to AOL. We know that the demographics on them. We track them real time, where they go, where they come from, what they look at. Are they at home or work when they look at these things? This data we have is a whole different planet than most agents are, right? Most of them are still trying to figure out Microsoft Outlook. And that's one thing I'm not even joking. They're having trouble flipping around a PDF to send a contract over. And so this is the time and age right now where these things matter. Details matter. The agent you have and how they execute, understand marketing matters. This is not the day you just put an MLS and let it sit there, which is what 99% of them do. And so these are things that obviously I'm passionate about, as you can tell. I get pretty fired up about it because it matters. I see it all day, every day if you want. We kind of go into that too right now. This is one that it makes me mad for lack of better words on radio. I guess Paul, he had a house to sell, listed with another agent for over 6 months. All the agent basically did is put an MLS, right? Let it sit there, no offers, hardly any showings. They were referred to us by an amazing radio listener. Thank you very much on that. We came in, implemented our global marketing blitz, pretty much the same exact price strategy. We determined the marketing was terrible. It was absolutely terrible in regards to how it was being shown online, what was being done. And so we implemented global marketing blitz, professional photos, drove massive traffic, under contract for almost full asking price 3 weeks. Another one right here, Trahana, she had a house sale for top dollar. Husband's in the military. Husband got restationed. What do you call that, Dave? I guess when they get reassigned, basically moved to a different, I think overseas there. Anyways, they need top dollar for the house. Met with her. I spoke with him. We picked a strategy though that's higher than most comps in there. Implemented a global marketing blitz just this week right here. This is pretty cool. 6 showings in 2 days. We had 2 offers over asking price. That's how it's done, right? That's how you want somebody done to actually hustle and push, not just take it, let it sit in the MLS and put their, BOGO for sale sign out there and hope that something happens. This is real life. This is every single day now. And so I see it over and over and over in that regard. Also, congratulations to Stuart. Had a home list with another agent over 6 months. No action, no offer. Super frustrated, referred to us. And met with him, went our approved marketing system. He was absolutely blown away. Global marketing blitz, under contract under 2 weeks. And so this is like again and again and again. You see there's 2 more pages of that. How much time we got left?
Oh, we got plenty. We got about 6 minutes.
All right, 2 things I want to hit at. One is really quick, that article about being named second fastest growing metropolitan area in the city. That's in the country. It's pretty powerful, right?
Yeah, it is.
Behind what Utah, St. George, Utah, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like that's one thing that, man, we've been on this list for a while because guess where they're coming from? They're not coming from Sumter really mostly. They're coming from up north,
Sure.
over and over and over. They're not coming to visit, walk on the boardwalk. They're coming to relocate here to get value, to see value what they're getting, average sale price. There's a whole huge article we have, but it's interesting to notice. The one thing I noticed, we have a negative birth rate here in Horry County. Do you know that, Dave?
Really, I did not know.
So more people die here than they do are actually born here, which is interesting. I'm one of the very few that are born here. Everybody freaks out when they hear that. Like, oh, you're actually born here? Yeah, absolutely. But the one thing, if you look at how we compare to like Charleston, Beaufort, Charleston's really kind of not hurting right now, but they're not leading the list like they were. Their average sale price, $384,900. We're $208,900 in this report that they gave, right? You see the difference here? So there's much more buying power here in regards to what people are getting for their dollar, which is why they're coming here, right? It's super easy to get to. We're in the middle between, obviously, the East Coast. And so that's something that we are the #1 destination people are moving to in the East Coast. And guess where they're going to look at for homes? The internet. right? They're not, I mean, that's where I spend the most money at, right? We spend massive amounts of money driving traffic. We've mastered that in a world where agents, again, they can't figure out how to open a PDF. And so and I deal with that every single day. And so we had one last week, had to drop off the actual contract to our office because they couldn't get it scanned into a PDF into a contract. Now, that's okay, but when it comes to details like getting a home sold in this world, right, you want to get where the people with money were at, and you want somebody who can capture them and help, and that's what our team does. So if you're thinking about selling, do not go the 8-track tape way. You want to go the iPad 2 way, which is kind of what we do. And so what we got, 2 or 3 minutes left? I want to talk about that thing I went through. It was the craziest thing. It was businessmen, right? All businessmen, but it's how to be a higher level in all areas of life, right? Our bodies, our spirituality, with God, and our relationships. And it was powerful, man. We had to get done. It was the coldest I've ever been my whole life. I thought I was gonna die. Like I did. You may have seen some of the stuff on Facebook I posted there, but it was the toughest thing. There's some Navy SEAL guys that do it, some military guys there with us, but they drop us off in there. We had to swim back at night. And we had to fight. One guy got knocked out cold, had to go to the hospital. It was crazy, but they were all businessmen who what it does is it makes you dig down and find a part of me that I didn't even know I had, right? To push harder, to lead better, to do that stuff. And this stuff pays off, obviously, in what we do daily with our clients. And sometimes you got to put yourself outside your comfort zone to be able to do that, right? And that's something that we're super thankful for. We lead that in our area. And part of that, too, is that one of the things I coach, and I've been coaching with the guy who runs it since 2015. And basically, we were playing too small. He's like, hey, man, you're playing too small. And so that's why, again, I want to talk about that success school that we're having here. We got 2 spots left for that. If you're a realtor who listens to our show, I know we have a lot of them do, reach out and call me. We can level your business up in ways you never experienced before, because my problem, in a way, is I have too many people coming in. I've talked about in the show before. I'm not pulling back the pedal, so to speak. I'm not taking my foot off the pedal in regards to driving more traffic. And so that's why we see over 45,000 people that are searching. If you listen to our show weekly, the number keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we aren't going to take the pedal off the metal there. And so if you're thinking about selling, or if you're thinking about getting to a sales organization, you want somebody who can help, basically grow your entire business to where it needs to be. We're there. We have step-by-step training processes. We have inside sales. We have outside sales, like a real business. And also, the one thing you see in our business is people, their marriages turn on fire. We are inside sales guy, Joe. He's been here a few times on the show. He's lost 54 pounds since he's worked for us. Like we're here to win for our clients, right? But to do that, we got to win for ourselves first. And so that's what we're really big on in those aspects. And so one of the cool things that I took away, you can see, which is nuts. If you see my notebook here, Dave, one of the guys, he took this giant army knife and stabbed through the middle of my notebook. I guess some hardcore to see that. And his thing was like, look, Blake, you don't need more notes. You know exactly what to do. You just got to do it right, in regards to growth. So we're adding a lot more people to our team this year. But in regards to that, we're in a whole different mindset as a team, as a company. We're all in. And so that's just something that's cool. The one thing that the quote I took away was wait for nothing. And I thought that's super cool. I didn't really get it at first. He's like, wait for nothing. And that meant in all areas of life, right? If you want to get things done, people tend to what? Wait for that perfect timing. They wait for everything to be right. And the reality of that is it's never going to be the right time, right? It's never going to be the right time to do any of that stuff. And so the ones that get the most results are the ones that take action now, right? They're not ones that wait and hesitate. They take action as things come across there, as people do that. And so that's just something that's super cool there with that. And sometimes the other part of that we really went through that people kind of talked about is a lot of times our power is felt in our pain, right? And so as we went through some of these things, I mean, we ate dinner in a dumpster, crazy stuff, man. Like it's crazy things. I think that I'm talking about this on the air, but it's one of those that your power is felt through your pain. All of us went through things growing up, that were tough and difficult. I've been on my own since I was 17 years old. And so that's what gives me that drive to push, and nothing's ever enough. But I turned that and looked at that's my power. That's okay. I am crazy. I don't have a problem admitting that I'm crazy. I used to kind of hide from that. Like I'm intense, and people used to try to put me in a box. Like, man, this guy's too intense. And so now I live that power, and I don't live in that place of a box that everyone wants me to get into. And guess what? That's why we get our clients results that people can't even hardly believe, right? And so last thing there, we'll talk about more of that next week if you have time. But anyways, we got like 30 seconds left. If you're thinking about selling, get into the business, want to deliver to your clients, call me. 843-808-SOLD. The class starts into this month.
All right. Get in touch with Blake, whatever you're looking for, to buy, to sell, or if you're interested in joining the team, he will talk to you because that's what he does. He'll get things done. 808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD is the phone number. BlakeSloan.com is the web address, BlakeSloan.com. Next week, you want to do it again?
Absolutely, I'll be here.
All right, you've been listening to the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan.
Hey, Myrtle Beach, it's Gary LaVox, lead singer of Rascal Flatts. When I'm Moving On won the award for ACM Song of the Year, it struck a chord with folks who understand the challenges that come with life's big changes.